Well, I'm joined by the one and only Savannah Marshall, world champion, star, I can say, in the making, very much, and kind of headed towards another world title defense against Femke Hermans. I'm going to ask you first, Sav, how are you? And how much are you looking forward to headlining in Newcastle?
I'm good. I'm really good, Gareth. I had my last spar this morning, so that's it now. All the training's done. It's just all little bits of sharpening up to do, and I'm good to go. Week on Saturday, I'll be back in the arena.
We've never ever seen you in a sledging trash talking match for, and I asked quite a few other women about it after. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano I saw the week after, and Chantel Cameron, and who else did I see? Shannon Courtney, and they were all like, no, it's different to men's stuff. They both meant it. It wasn't an act. There's a genuine rivalry there. They weren't trying to sell the fight. These two women, Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields, and obviously you know all these British women, you're friends with a lot of them, and you've grown up with them. They said, you know, Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields, it's a massive, genuine rivalry that spans a long, long time. And both women have absolute self-belief that they will become the undisputed. And it must feel interesting that there was so much from that tete-a-tete you had with the ringside in, where was it? Was it in Manchester or?
No, it was in Cardiff.
It was in Cardiff, sorry. It was in Cardiff.
Williams, yeah, definitely. I think that I just remember watching her, and I thought, yeah, she won and she defended a title, and that's what she went there to do. But I thought that, you know, you can't keep ramming down people's throats that you're the greatest and you're this, and you know you're gonna smash someone and you're gonna do this, and then not do it. And not just that, you can't slander me every chance you get on Twitter and press conferences, and then, you know, just expect me to, when it comes to it, just try and give me a fist pump. It just doesn't work like that.
Does it give you, did you replay that in your mind, that chat? Does it give you venom and energy and life force to go into camp? Obviously you got Femke first, but does it drive you, having had that kind of very public spat?
Not really, because this has been going on. Me and Claressa last. It's nearly been 10 years since me and Claressa last boxed. So this has kind of been going on for about 10 years. So really, we've had little spats on Twitter. We've come face to face before, but nothing really like that. But it's always been there between me and Claressa. So for me, it's nothing really new.
But I think the public enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did.
So tell me about Femke. What can we expect from her, and what problems does she pose for you next Saturday night in Newcastle?
Femke is probably it's the best opponent I've ever been, I will ever have been in with. She's a former world champion. She's only ever been beaten off world champions. So I've got a very tough night on my hands. She's a switch hitter. And she's definitely coming to win.
And is she someone that you've known is going to be on the radar and that you're going to be facing her, so you've had eyes on her as well?
So me and Femke were meant to box April the 10th last year, and it got to fight week and she tested positive for COVID when she was about to get on the plane. So that fell through. So really this fight with me and her is a year in the making, nearly to the day.
We often bring Peter Fury up into our conversations. Peter's been very strident on social media in the last few weeks, kind of saying there's a lot of fakeness around in boxing, and you know there's too much back and forth, and you know you can't work out what's true. And he's a very straight talker, Peter, isn't he? And you know, how important is he day to day for you in terms of keeping the balance in your career, keeping the balance of your progress and the details and all of those things?
The thing that I really like about Peter, and I think that this is what is, made our relationship what it is today, is that Peter just says it how it is. He's never filled me full of false hope. He's never, made me promises. He's never said, "Oh, we're going to get this fight and we'll do this." And he just says it how it is. And as brutal as it might sound sometimes, I prefer it that way. If I spar horrific, I'd want him to tell me. If something's working, I'd want him to tell me. If something's not working, I'd want him to tell me. And that works for me. And I think that, like you said about when he goes on social media and says this and that, and it's true. The professional boxing is a dirty game. It is. It's full of, like I said, broken promises and things like that. So I think I see myself as being very lucky to have Peter in my corner.
I mean, what's the biggest dressing down he's given you then?
There was one time I'd boxed in Newcastle a couple of years ago, and I actually think I'd stopped the girl in the second round. And I remember going back to the changing rooms, like all happy, and he was going, right. As soon as I got the changing room, we said something like, "Right, what did I tell you before you went out there? To do this and do this," and you walk straight into a big left hook. And I remember thinking, God, Peter, I've just won. And he was like, "You know what I like? You know what I'm like? I like a nitpick. And you've done this and you've done that." And then he was like, "But anyway, congratulations." Give me a cuddle, but probably it's not really a dressing down. It's just saying how it is.
But he was right, though. Maybe
he was right. He was
on
right,
another
yeah.
occasion. Doing that might have got you knocked out. You don't know,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, let's say you come through Femke next weekend. Do you think it will be Claressa Shields next in the UK for you?
Yeah, like you said, I've got Femke next Saturday. Come through Femke, all good and well, and then 100% it'll be me and Claressa.
Because really, if that happens this year, with Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano happening in New York late in April, if you guys fight in summer, we've had the two biggest female fights out there, really. We've had the two super fights, if you like,
Yeah, and but within a couple of months of each other.
Yeah,
it'd be amazing. It'd be massive for female boxing.
Have you really felt it? Obviously, you're one of the the pronounced names in the Boxer and Sky Sports stable. With Eddie Hearn leaving, it really opened up a gap. So timing is so important in all of this. And with Sky, I know you were part of Sky Sports Academy for years and years, even as a teenager. I think you were working with them, in your late teens. Anyway, I remember you being involved, and you've always had that association with Sky. But the platform that you personally have and women's boxing has on there now is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. It is all about timing. It is all about timing. And my last fight was my first fight with Sky and Boxer, and they give me, they let me top the bill, which was unbelievable. When there was the likes of Eubank and Huey on the card. So it's down to them to give me. It's because of them that I've kind of it took me up about 4 levels in the public eye, because they chose to give me that platform, which was amazing. And maybe previously with other promoters, I never really got that chance. So it definitely is all about timing, and I believe that my move to Boxer and Sky was the best move for me. Well,
it's funny, I was wandering with you up the ramp, if you remember, for Talk Sport.
Yeah, I remember.
So we were doing the broadcast, and it was great to see you soaking that up a bit more and enjoying, even though you're so modest as a personality, you're a naturally modest person. You're not shy like you used to be, but it felt like a coming of age for you in a weird way. Certainly watching you that night, it was like coming of age with the crowd there. And I remember asking you, it's going to be amazing from now on, because people are going to come to see you fight, I mean, we're seeing at the moment with Claressa's growing over here as well. She's getting a bigger audience. You're growing a bigger audience. And when we're seeing Lee Woods, Conlon, the Nottingham crowd. This weekend, Josh Warrington and Kiko Martinez, the Leeds crowd. You know, you're from the fighting north as well. So there is the potential for it to be in a small stadium, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Well, when you fight Claressa, bigger fights to come. There's an opportunity to build bigger and bigger arena spaces for these fights, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And it just I mean, I was reading something today about, you know, keeping on the women's boxing, but it was obviously Natasha Jonas moved up, she's got a world title, and Hannah Rankin's got 2 world titles, and they were on about having a unification with them too. And I thought, wow, there's another one.
Yeah.
And it will be in the UK. It's amazing. There's just so much going on at the minute. Well, boxing in general, but for female boxing, it's just gone off the scale.
How pleased were you for Natasha, obviously winning against Chris Namos, going up 3 weight divisions? She looked overmatched in the end. I mean, she destroyed her, didn't she? I mean,
she did.
You must have shed a tear for her emotionally, if you do ever, because, you know, you've known her for probably 15, 16, 17 years.
I have, yeah. I've known Tash since I was 15.
Yeah.
So I've known her a long time, and I've always known how good Tash was as well, and is. And for me, I've never known a fighter like her. I think she's maybe 37 at the minute, and she's just getting better and better. There's no signs of wear and tear or aging or anything. And for her to go up 3 weight categories, I mean, I know who Chris Namos is, and I always knew Tash would outbox her. The only thing I thought was the size.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, when you've got someone leaning all over you for 10 rounds, it does affect you going into the later rounds. But Tash just didn't let that happen. No. She just totally demolished her, and it was amazing. It was amazing to see.
And finally, if you can, Sav, can you predict or pick who wins between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in New York in late April?
So I don't really know a lot about Amanda Serrano. I don't. I've never really, I'm going to be honest, I've never seen her box. I've seen her highlights and I've seen her knockouts, and she looks like she can punch. So that's all I've really seen. She looks sharp on her feet. She's a slick southpaw. Then you've got Katie, who's just an absolute legend in her right, and she's beat everyone put in front of her. But for me, Katie's last few fights, it hasn't been vintage Katie Taylor for me. And it makes me think, oh, did them Pursuing fights, them 2 massive wars, take a bit too much out of her? And also, I thought Katie struggled against Natasha, and Natasha's a southpaw. It
was a very close fight.
It was a lot closer than what the scorecards said, I thought.
Yeah.
So there's also that, but like I said, Katie's a total warrior. And when we've seen in the Pursuing fight, she never stops and she'll give her all. So I honestly can't pick a winner between them.
You're so diplomatic.
No, because I haven't seen enough of Amanda to say this. And like I said, and when we saying like Kate, maybe is Katie a bit on the slide, but I know she's got a lot of heart, and I know, you know, she'll keep punching till them 10 rounds. So honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Claressa Shields knocked 6 bells out of her opponent when you were watching ringside when we were in Cardiff, and and you called a pillow fist, remember? Which seems to ignite the whole thing. What kind of fists are you going to be bringing against Femke, and are you going to make a statement next Saturday night?
I think for me, it's a very, she's quite an awkward opponent. Like I said, she's a switcher. And it's the same with everyone on our box. I think, do you know what, I have got the power, I have got the skill. I am smart. I do believe I'm a lot smarter than most people who are box. So there's a way and means around it. I could go in there and, you know, throwing haymakers, and you know, I'll probably end up going the full 10 rounds. So it's all just about, you know, going out there, seeing what's there, and then building on it, going back to the corner, seeing what Peter's got to say, and that's how that's how it basically goes. I never ever go into a fight thinking, oh, I'm going to knock someone out here, because you see it yourself when you see people shouting that. It never really happens.
But you want to make a statement.
In what way?
Well, do you want to make a statement, like say, everyone's talking about, like, look at the power there, look at what you just did, and made a statement.
Yeah, I believe I will make a statement. I do. I believe I will make a statement. And I believe I'll go about it the right way.
I'm predicting a 7th round TKO.
Oh yeah.
I am. I may be completely wrong, but I think the way you're boxing at the moment is that you do outbox people, and then your opportunities come to use your power, which is how you box now, which is why you're so developed now, because you went through that period when you were a little bit elusive.
Yeah.
But now you switch it up, and like you say, I think I see if I can say, I see the Fury effect,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
Your style and the way you box really suited the way, you and Peter are coming together. No question about it. Absolutely no question. Sav, I'm going to let you go to training. It's great to see you. You've chilled me out today talking to you. I feel like my heart rate's at 45. It's at 45. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what April says. She says, "Oh, Chiara." She went, I'm a bit erratic, but when I talk to you, Chiara, it's quite soothing.
Absolutely, you've completely soothed me. Yeah,
well,
it's great to see
Gareth.
you. Yeah, we look
great
forward to seeing you next week, and have a good time at training tonight. Thanks so much for your time, as always.
Thanks, Gareth. Lovely seeing you. See you
Cheers.
later.